Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button. It's the bell next to the subscribe so you will be updated with my latest videos. And also don't forget to click like on this video. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about the student life in Australia. That's correct. That's the most asked question lately, since a lot of people are enticed to come to Australia to study. So in this video, please pay attention because I'm going to talk about why I decided to study again. Next, I'm also going to talk about how much did I pay for these studies. And lastly, if you're able to manage studies and work. Please pay close attention and we're going to talk about each topic. Okay, so let's first talk about why I decided to study again. There's lots of different pathways to come in Australia. There's easy ways and there's also hard pathways. Well, it's hard to differentiate which one is the easiest, which one is the hardest, because both parties has their own backstory. Well, I chose to be a student in Australia. There are lots of reasons why people come to Australia. One of them is they just want to study here because they want to learn the language. If English is not the first language, they like to learn or study in Australia because they want to study English here. Some people thought as well of coming here in Australia because they want to join their family. They already have family who has been permanently living in Australia. That's why they wanted to live here as well. Some people wanted to obviously make Australia as their new home. So to answer to my question why I decided to study again. So in Australia, they have what we call a skilled occupation list. So the Australian government actually advertise every year the list of occupation that they want or it's in demand in Australia. If you belong to any of those qualifications or occupation, you can apply for permanent residency in Australia. That topic I'm going to talk about in my future videos. So, okay, that's the first step. So you have to look at the skilled occupation list on that year and which occupation that you wanted to study. If your goal is to live here permanently and to become a permanent resident, obviously. So, based on my experience, I chose to study nursing. I didn't actually like nursing back home, to be honest. But because for me, that's what I believe based on my research, asking around, getting the right advice from the right people. I thought that nursing is actually the best course to actually study this year in 2019. Next question is, how much is my tuition fee or how much did I pay for my studies? So obviously every school is different. You have options here in Australia. You can study to university, you can study to TAFE, which is a vocational school, or you can also study in independent international college. I chose the latter. So in my school, I've actually paid, if I'm not wrong, $28,000 for the whole course. Yes, that's right. It's not as cheap as you think. Guess what? My course, that fee is already one of the cheapest you can find. Yes. If you do your research, if you go to universities, it's quite expensive, but it's different course as well. Everything is different. That's why you need to do your own research, get the right people to advise you. What is the right school for you? What's the right course for you? So you will avoid mistakes. So how are you going to manage studying and working at the same time? I don't know what's the setup with other countries, but here in Australia, being a student, you are legally allowed to work. However, there's a limitation of the number of hours that you can work each week. You can actually work for 20 hours a week or 40 hours per fortnight during the school period. So if classes are ongoing, you're only allowed to study 40 hours for the fortnight or 2 weeks. And if it's school break, then you are allowed to work more. So the question is it manageable? Yes, I could personally attest to that. I've been working in the same industry since I got here in Australia, and I would say it's pretty manageable. I was able to work and study at the same time. You just have to manage your time. You just need to have the right schedule, and you'll be able to realize that it's pretty manageable for everyone. But again, I'm just speaking from my own experience. Maybe some of you watching my video at the moment was already here in Australia, have studied here before, might also have different story as mine. So please don't bash me. That's the disclaimer. This is just my story, and this is just based on my experience. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you very much for watching this video. And in my next video, I'm going to talk about different topics that would be interesting for those people who are already here in Australia, probably newbie here in Australia, or if you wanted to come here in Australia as well. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button. Also, make sure that you click like on this video, share it to your friends, and leave a comment. Again, this is your Fatspiration by Brandy, signing off. Bye.